Welcome to Vultures Field in Baltimore, Maryland for the final week of Season 11 regular season action as the Baltimore Vultures host conference rival Carolina Skyhawks. You're watching the SFL Network on YouTube, presented by APM Music. Good evening, everyone. I am Mike Daggs, your play-by-play commentator tonight. Alongside me in the booth is the Hall of Famer, Matt Willson. Matt, can you believe that it is already the final week of the regular season?
Yeah, it's hard to believe. It seems like just yesterday we were at the convention missing lunch.
we did miss lunch. But you know what? It was a fun time, so you can't complain. But so, you know, the season unfolded very differently for these two teams here. Carolina, you know, they started off hot 6-0. Then they dropped 4 of their last 5 games. Baltimore, however, started out slow at 1-3. Then they've won their last 7 straight. Carolina won against Baltimore back in Week 1 when these two teams met, but this is a very different Baltimore team here in Week 13. Baltimore's already clinched a playoff spot. Carolina's hanging on to a thread. What does Carolina need to do to sweep Baltimore this season?
Well, Carolina really needs to get A.J. Francis involved early and often. He's by far their most dynamic player. Sprinkle in a little bit of Miller and Prasad in the passing game, Carolina could take home the W. Although any major mistakes, and the Vultures could be picking at their carcasses.
And the ball is teed up. Kick is underway. We are ready to go here in Baltimore, Maryland. Kickoff is returned along the left-hand side, breaking down the field, crossing midfield, going down to the 40. He's going to go, Matt, all the way to the 20, 10, 5. That didn't take long. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Whew.
That's how you start a ball game, Matt.
I just finished my bagel. He's gone. McFly.
Kaz McFly to the house.
Someone must have called him a chicken. He's a vulture, not a chicken, folks.
And what a nice return.
Great spin, and he is gone, and that puts immediate pressure on these Carolina Skyhawks. Ooh.
So that's how you get things going up here quick and early. 13 seconds in, and already 6-0 Baltimore over Carolina. Extra point try forthcoming. Shark Tarkington on for the attempt. Kick is up, super high. That was a really high kick, and it's through. 7-0 Baltimore leads over Carolina here, 13 seconds into the ball game. Matt wasn't quite expecting that kind of start.
No, I was just starting to break down the teams in the game, and Baltimore had other ideas.
So now Baltimore has the ball teed up. And we are once again underway here in Baltimore. This kick taken back at the 5-yard line. Spinning his way past midfield. And he could go too, down to the 40, 30. It's going to be a game of special teams. Harish Prasad, he's into the end zone for a touchdown. What is happening?
Oh, God.
This
the offense that's ever seen the field?
26 seconds in, and we have 2 touchdowns on the board. This is insane.
I believe I can walk again. Double spin move and
miracles.
Yeah, the kicker just taking a leisurely jog. That's why he's not a receiver or anything else. And yeah, he's gone.
I don't think I have ever seen a no. I've never seen a start like this to a game ever.
I've been in the league a fairly long time. I don't have the old man Ramos to consult, but I don't think I've ever seen back-to-back kick returns for touchdowns.
To start a ball game. I mean, really ever, but to start the ball game. Matt, when am I gonna? When are we gonna play the ads? I can't risk it during a kickoff return in this game.
No,
apparently.
you really can't.
There will be no ads. We don't have time for that.
Sorry, they've been canceled. Well, now we're Mike. It's 10:34, and we can just pretend like the game is 0-0 again.
Yeah, we'll start over here. Holy cow! All right, welcome to Baltimore. Oh, no. Not quite that far back.
No, not that quite.
So the ball's teed up here again at the 30-yard line. Andy Hamilton just joining us, hoping he didn't miss anything 26 seconds into the game. Somehow you missed 2 touchdowns in 26 seconds, Andy. Kaz McFly takes the ball back at his own 12-yard line, returning it up the middle.
No!
Can he do it another time? No.
Oh, jeez.
Tackled at the 31. Okay,
my
maybe
heart
we
couldn't
can
take
actually
it.
see the offense and defense and play a real-life football game at this point instead of just, death by 1,000 kick returns. Whew.
I can't breathe.
That was quite the start. So here we go, Matt. Quarterback Mike Dazzo leading his offense out onto the field. T-Roy Gaines in the backfield, trips formation to the left-hand side. Dazzo will throw on the first play from scrimmage. Checks it down to T-Roy, trucking his way up the right sideline, breaking his way up to midfield. What a nice completion and a great start for the Baltimore offense.
Oh, Lordy. Yeah, T-Roy Gaines really used quite a bit. He has 355 and 3 touchdowns on the season for Baltimore. And if I don't know T-Pat, he does love to use his running backs in the passing game.
Yeah, absolutely. I formation here on first down and 10. Gaines takes a handoff, running straight up the middle. Gaines 5, brings up a second down and 5. And, Matt, when you say he's got 3 touchdowns, I'm assuming you mean 3 through the air. He has 10 on the ground, and then he's got 3 more through the air, which I believe is tied for first in the league as far as receiving touchdowns by a running back. Gaines, 38 carries, 153 yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns last week against London. Dazzo hands the ball off to Gaines, hitting the backfield, and he fumbles. Ball's on the ground, and it looks like it was recovered by a lineman for Baltimore, narrowly avoiding disaster there. Matt's going to hyperventilate. He's not going to be able to go. Andy in the chat. At this rate, Matt's going to say, "Oh no" on every play. Don't worry, Andy. I'll mute him at some point.
Well, I'm not used to this level of excitement. We're not even 9 minutes in.
5 wide here on third down and 7. Dazzo in the gun. Dazzo looking down the right-hand sideline, going deep. Has a man. He is going to go. Shea Carroll into the end zone for another Baltimore touchdown. And Matt, are you dead?
I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm done.
Too much scoring.
I quit.
Nice corner route by Carroll. Gets past the defense, and off he goes into the end zone for the touchdown.
Oh.
Shout out to all of you in the chat here today. CC25Y, Zach Sandlin, Realist Sense Kumbaya, DeBrown Knight, TMG Jr., who is upset that he had his first fumble, but don't worry, your team still got it, and then you punched it into the end zone for a touchdown. Look Alive 24, Andy Hamilton, and more. Kaz McFly, too. Hopefully you were here in time to see your beautiful kick return for a touchdown to get this game started. Tarkington, extra point, up and through. I don't even know how far we are into this game. 2 minutes, 10 seconds into this ball game. 14-7. Vultures over the Skyhawks. I didn't even introduce the key players on the Baltimore offense. Listen, there's no time for any of the niceties today. We're just going to watch some football. We're not introducing anybody. We're not doing ads. We're just going to watch a crazy game, apparently.
Fine by me, unless I pass out.
Yeah, if Matt drops, we'll call the medics. Harish Prasad returns this one up to the 24, and why don't we just get right to it? Here's a look at the key players on the Carolina Skyhawks offense, led by quarterback Jacques Luyendula. Halfback is A.J. Francis, currently 3rd in the league in rushing yards. Wide receivers are Jalen Miller and Harish Prasad, who we've already seen return his actual first kick return for a touchdown, and I believe that was McFly's first kick return for a touchdown on the season as well. Luyendula under center is going to hand the ball off to Francis, running off to the left-hand side, gains a couple. 2nd down and 7.
I think that's the shortest play of the game, except for the fumble. 3 yards.
I think you're right. 3 yards. What is this? Where is our high-octane plays? Francis last week, playing against Queen City, had 20 carries, 117 yards, but could not find the end zone, which is not very A.J. Francis-like. Looking to change that today. Luyendula will throw on 2nd down and 7. Throws over the middle. Ball is tipped away. Pass is incomplete. Kaz McFly in on the coverage.
He does it all. McFly. Returns kicks for touchdowns.
McFly!
Balls.
God, I love Back to the Future, Matt.
Your shoes untied. It didn't work.
No. So we get a look at a 4 wide receiver set here. Luyendula under center. 3rd down and 7. Luyendula out route to the right-hand side. Easy completion.
Oh!
1st down yardage and more up to the Carolina 43-yard line. Luyendula was pretty good last week. Pretty good. 29 of 43, 320 yards. Found the end zone 4 times through the air. 67% completion percentage, pretty good. Only knock on him last week was 2 picks. But Matt, we talked about in the opening these two teams and how they had very different starts to the season and very different second halves of the season. Carolina starting off hot, Baltimore starting off slow, and then it's kind of been a flip of that. And we were talking a little bit pregame. We'll get to it right after this play. Luyendula out route to the left-hand side. Ooh, that one out of the hands of his target. 2nd down and 10. So, you were looking a little bit about the strength of these victories. Can you tell our viewers a little bit more about that?
Yeah, the opponent's win percentage as far as who the two teams have faced during the 7-game stretch of Baltimore's victories. Their combined winning percentage as of today is only 35%. So maybe not the highest quality of opponents that Baltimore has faced on this 7-game winning streak.
Francis running straight up the middle. Impressive gain, falls across the 1st down marker. 1st down and 10.
Conversely, Carolina's had a rough go of it of late, losers of 3 in a row, but their opponents' combined winning percentage is 50%. So they've faced a little bit higher class of opponents on average than Baltimore. So we'll see how much that plays into today's game. Will Baltimore, show that they're for real, or will Carolina say, hey, we've had the tougher tests, we know what we're doing, we're just going to come out here and show you what we got.
Yeah, I would say this is definitely one of the toughest teams that Baltimore's had to face yet. Carolina too quick, frankly. Luyendula, deep shot down the middle, complete up to the 17-yard line. Impressive catch by Harish Prasad.
There you go. The fireworks continues in this game. Too bad we're not at Carolina.
I think they're happy to have me gone out of Carolina. I've called their last 3 home games and they kept losing. I was starting to wonder if it was me.
Yeah, we drove up to Maryland, no thanks to Cam.
It's as far as we could go. Yeah, we had to take an Uber and I ran out of cash. Luyendula back to throw. Quick pass. Complete from minimal yardage. 2nd down and 9. Let's take a quick look here at the Baltimore Vultures defense. Linebackers Joe Dazzo and Amon Takes are also joined by Kaz McFly. I think we've seen him already. Hendricks, Wild, Thornberry at cornerback, and at safety, Tony Willis and Giovanni Bolt. And Matt, Bolt actually leads the league right now in interceptions at 10. Luyendula back to throw. 2nd down and 9. Under pressure. He won't get this one away. Brings up a 3rd down and 9.
It's all right. Good idea. He got rid of the ball before taking that sack, which will really put a damper on this drive. They still have a chance to convert on 3rd and 9. Much more so than 3rd and maybe 15.
So, when we're looking at these two teams, I think one of the takeaways I noticed from Baltimore is they actually lead the league in turnovers, but their defense is usually pretty good about fixing that mistake on offense, getting the ball back for him. Luyendula throwing into the end zone. Has a man in for the touchdown. Jalen Miller with his first catch of the day, and it's a good one.
And the scoring continues, folks. If you like scoring, we got a game for you. Luyendula, perfect pocket. Perfect throw down the seam, no doubt, even taps the feet. And we're tied at 14.
Other games going on in the league right now is only one. Vancouver Legion at Sioux Falls taking on the Sparrows. That game just getting underway, currently scoreless. They did not start their game with back-to-back kickoff returns for touchdowns, which really, in the grand scheme of things, isn't very fun. If you can't do that. I mean, we did it here, so why can't they? Kick is up and through. We're all tied up here, 14-14. Let's see if we can fit in an ad. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, presented by 8 PM Music.
Follow the SFL on Twitter @SimulationFL, on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels. You're already here, right? Might as well stay tuned. Get league updates on your phone while browsing the internet and make sure you never miss a live broadcast. Thank you for supporting the SFL.
McFly taking the ball back at the 9-yard line, returning it up the left-hand side.
Sorry, I did it again. I know it's like a voluntary reflex. I even think,
Matt,
don't
wait your turn.
Oh, God.
This
game just got everything.
Crazy.
By the way, Miller, big play threat, 18.6 yards a reception for Jalen Miller, and 8 touchdowns. That's over 1,000 yards.
Yep, now 9 touchdowns.
Heck of a season.
Yep, 9 touchdowns on the season now with that one, and that catch actually puts him over 1,100 yards. Gaines taking the ball up the right-hand side. Defense is swarming around him. Says, no, sir. Tackled in the backfield for a loss. And, hey, let's take a look at... Oh, have we even looked at the Baltimore offense yet? We have not. So quarterback Mike Dazzo and T-Roy Gaines had halfback we've mentioned, but wide receivers other than Shea Carroll, who had that impressive touchdown reception earlier, Shea Carroll is also joined by Garen Malone and Daley Holder. So we see 4 wide receivers on the field for the second down and 12. Dazzo back to throw. Quick pass over the middle into coverage, and that one is complete up to midfield, hauled in by Daley Holder. And let's take a look at the Carolina defense, and there's quite a few of them. Defensive linemen, 2 rookies. Actually, there's I think 3 rookies, but 2 of them drafted. Julius Williams drafted in the first round, and John Gregory drafted in the second round. Both the defensive end, Bo Rivers Monroe and Christopher Colon, make up the defensive tackles. Phil Hall and Shrevon Prasad at linebacker, and at safety, Sir Chappelle and Tristan Hatley. Gaines running along the right-hand side, trucking over defenders, fighting his way up to the 36-yard line. And Matt, if you remember, there he is right now, Sir Chappelle in on that tackle. Last week was kind of like the day of Chappelle. He was everywhere.
Yeah, he owned that...
Had just about every single tackle, it seemed, on defense. He was all over the
yeah,
place.
I'm blanking on names, but whoever the it was Francis, right? No, I don't know. Who was the Queen City's running back? He was just all over him.
Yeah, absolutely, totally destroying him. Quick pass over the middle is complete up to the 27-yard line. 9-yard gain brings up a second down and 1, and I'm drawing a blank too.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
Hang on.
We're not the best team in the league for nothing, folks.
Second and 1. It's killing me. He was literally a teammate of mine last season.
I know, man.
Ash Odom, for the love of God.
Oh, Ash Odom, yeah.
Poor Ash could not get away from Chappelle. Gaines running along the right-hand side again inside the red zone. First down and 10 from the 19-yard line. Gaines having a nice day so far.
Even what his name says, Gaines, gaining yards. Off tackle run, good blocking. Look at that seal on 32, and
3.5 to go here in the first quarter. Back and forth so far today, including back-to-back kick return for touchdowns to get things going. And then exchanging a pair of touchdown passes. Baltimore's turn inside the red zone. Dazzo back to throw, fires into the end zone right now. There it is! Shea Carroll with his second on the day. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Where's my brown paper bag?
If somebody in the chat could keep a tally going, all the times that Matt says, oh no, during this game.
Did I say, oh no, again? Yeah, I'm blacking out. I can't concentrate. This game's too intense. It's
oh
too
no. Touchdown.
It's been bombs away, literally, all game long. And, you know, I don't usually break. I've seen a lot in the SFL, but I don't know if I've seen quite this much even scoring. We're not even through the first quarter yet. There's still 3 minutes to go.
I know. That's the thing. 8 minutes in now. Not even. Just under 8 minutes in, and we're already at 21-14. 5 touchdowns in this one. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music.
The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music and is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com today and search through thousands of tracks to boost the quality of your stream just like us. APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
21-14 your score here in Baltimore, Maryland. Beautiful day for football. A little bit warmer here than it is back home, Matt. Sunny and 83 degrees and just a light 4-mile-an-hour breeze out of the south.
That's probably why I'm hyperventilating.
I can't take the heat. That's a cold weather man. Francis takes the ball up the left side for a gain of 2. Brings up a 2nd down and 8. In other action around the league, Vancouver has an early lead over Sioux Falls, currently 3-0 in that one. They don't know what scoring is all about.
No, they obviously do not.
Luyendula going deep down the right-hand side and nearly intercepted. Man, that should have been three defenders had their hands on that ball, and they could not take it away.
Now a tough 3rd and 8 here for Carolina. It's kind of like you got to keep pace. Don't want to give the ball back to Baltimore.
Right.
There's a guy you might want to go to, Jalen Miller on the outside.
Luyendula to throw, has time. Quick fire over the middle, great completion. Finding Francis, who had broken away from the line, and gets the easy 1st down.
There you go, using your running back in more than one way. Smart. Clean pocket.
Yeah.
Watch this little hurdle he does. Whoop.
You know, and that would have been something I think maybe Carolina not necessarily missed out on, but, you know, you look at a team like Baltimore, you know, we talked about how, you know, T-Roy Gaines, 3 receiving touchdowns. Francis has none. You know, and I wonder if they could have even had more success in some of those games that they lost if they got Francis a little bit more involved even in the passing game. Just me hypothetically. Well,
oh, there you go.
That's not Francis. Checks it down to Freddie Greer, the fullback. Gains some nice yardage up to the 49-yard line, 2nd down and 1.
I remember Fast Freddie Greer.
Fast Freddie Greer. He was featured a couple times last week as well.
But yeah, you should throw some of those balls to Gaines in a similar situation, or I mean, to Francis.
Right.
And I mean, let him work, let him break tackles. That could be some big plays.
Luyendula in the gun here on 2nd down and 1, going deep down the right-hand side, and incomplete. Pass was intended for Jalen Miller. Hendricks Wild Thornberry in on the coverage. Matt, these two teams are pretty evenly matched when you look at them. I mean, Carolina right now is featuring a top 10 offense and defense. You know, Baltimore only has a top 10 defense. Their offense, I believe, is ranked about 16th, believe it or not. And I think that plays into what you were talking about with that whole strength of victory. I mean, they've been winning, but not necessarily just totally blowing teams away. So 3rd down and 1. Luyendula under center, drops back, deep drop, pressure coming, gets the pass away, incomplete. Bounces.
That was inaccurate.
Yeah, bounces off the hands of his receiver, Toby Jones, the tight end.
That was a miscommunication. He was open in the flat. He just did throw it in there, and he threw it a little bit more to the right than he should have. Are they going to snap this ball? No way.
Lining up to go for it. Baltimore looking a little jumpy. And they do snap the ball. Francis taking it up the right side, and he is denied. Does not get it. Wow, I'm surprised they snapped it, and the Baltimore defense is ready for it and shuts them down. Dennis Isaac getting in there, wrapping up Francis, bringing him down. Wow.
That's some poor blocking there. If Miller could have held that block for a little longer, Francis had a little bit of hole. He didn't need much. I mean, scoreboard said 3rd and 0. So, I mean, that tells you how close this was. It wasn't even a full yard. We don't have .5s in the SFL.
Miller known for more of his receiving prowess than his blocking abilities. 5th season in the league for Miller, his 2nd here in Carolina, coming over as a free agent from Sioux Falls last season. Dazzo, out route, right-hand side, complete. Daly Holder with the reception, now with 2 on the day.
The former San Antonio Vaquero, Daly Holder, coming to Baltimore.
Yep, signed as a free agent this season.
We had to go somewhere because the Vaqueros were no more. So.
Well, the Vaqueros became the Denver Nightwings.
Oh, that's true.
Some of the players stayed. I think about half of them left for other teams. Dazzo out route, left-hand side, complete, first down and more.
I don't think he's happy. He got hit hard on the way down.
It's Ty Jordan, the tight end.
We seem to have settled down to more of a hum.
A little bit more of a normal pace here. Well, don't look now. Yeah. Gains on the sideline, 5 wide. 4 wide and a tight end. Dazzo throwing to the left-hand side, complete, keeping his toes in bounds, only a gain of 3. Brings up a 2nd down and 7. Darren Malone with the catch. I believe that was his first of the day.
They've got a lot of receivers on this team to use effectively, and T-Pat also likes to wing the ball quite a bit, so he's had a very kind of balanced attack so far. Let's see if that rings true going forward.
Dazzo checking it down behind the line of scrimmage. Gaines fighting his way up to the 27-yard line, but just short of the sticks. Brings up a 3rd down and inches.
I think we're finally going to tap out this first quarter. Although I could be wrong.
Let's see if they want to try to get a couple extra free seconds of playing time. They snap the ball, and he gets the first down and more. Fights his way up to the 23-yard line. T-Roy Gaines now with 25 yards on 6 carries. I don't know, for some reason it feels like he's run for 100 yards already. That's the end of the first quarter here in Baltimore. Your score, Carolina Skyhawks 14, Baltimore Vultures 21. So, Matt, if I told you at the beginning of the game that we'd see 5 touchdowns in the first quarter, you would have told me I was nuts.
Yeah, even if you're not, this still is nuts.
It is. It is. Don't usually see that kind of scoring that quick. 3 receivers set on first down and 10. Dazzo checking it down to the right-hand side, complete. Daly Holder getting a first down up to the 12-yard line.
I'm not sure if Holder is their slot guy, but he's been open on quite a few of those out routes. Something that Carolina did not really pay a lot of money for corners, so I think it's something that T-Pat's got a plan for her, taking advantage with their 3 wide receivers.
Split backs in the backfield. Gaines taking the handoff right up the middle. Gains 6 up to the 7-yard line. 2nd down and 4. T-Roy Gaines, 1,145 yards on the season coming into today's game. 10 touchdowns on the ground, 3 through the air. Guy's been a scoring machine for this team. 38 carries and 153 yards last week with 3 touchdowns. Just nuts, 3 touchdowns in the game. And there is one in this game as well. Baltimore jumping out to a 2-score lead now. Gaines trucking his way right through. For those of you on the oh no tally, that was another one.
But look what he did. I mean, it's an oh no stamp of approval right there.
Absolutely, why not? Killed him.
I mean, think of the guy's got a family.
Think of the children.
Somebody has to.
My goodness. Daniel Pruitt, one of the backup corners. Actually, he might be one of the starting quarters, quite frankly. Extra point is up and good. 28-14 now. Vultures lead over the Skyhawks.
You know, I just thought of something. The old Minneapolis Maulers colors were red, orange, I believe black. Same as the Vultures. I don't know. Pat wasn't the owner that, co-owner then, but there's too many darn familiar things.
Matt's having bad flashbacks.
I am.
Prasad taking the ball back at the 5-yard line, running up the left-hand sideline. Oh, yeah, you stopped yourself that time. All we got was a no.
If it would have been a no if he had broken it off. It would have just been no.
I'm going to count that as a .5. So first down and 10 from the Carolina 30-yard line. Now the Skyhawks need to answer back. You know, down 2 scores. Still early on in the ball game. 10 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. Luyendula back to throw. Quick pass down the right sideline. Incomplete and almost intercepted. I think that bounced off Miller's hands. And then a couple of defenders for Baltimore. Man, he's pumping up the crowd. He's loving it.
I think it hit one of the defenders' hands, and they should have had it. But they've tried going deep to Miller now. They hit it big early on, and Baltimore seemed to adjust it to that. He's not open anymore. They need to go more across the middle of the field, perhaps, or throw into Prasad.
3 receivers split out wide to the right. Luyendula under center, handing the ball off to Francis, running up the left-hand side, fighting his way up to the 36-yard line for a gain of 5. 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, Francis keeping his legs churning, and getting as many yards as possible on that play. And now again, 3rd and 5. The way the Baltimore offense has been humming, they really need this first down.
Luyendula will pass, firing along the left-hand side, complete. There's the first down. Jalen Miller with the reception.
Yeah, both guys haven't. I mean, no one's made them really a big mistake. It's just been scoring. Oh, come on!
T-Pat's gonna challenge. I'm pretty sure that Miller had at least 1 foot in. Not quite sure what he saw there. But let's take a look at the replay.
Said of Montague earlier, and Rep 62 said no dice. Oh, yeah, he dragged the second foot.
Miller definitely had his left foot in, dragged the right foot in too.
After review, the play stands. The pass was complete. The catch was made prior to
And kind of a,
the Vultures,
I don't know, kind of a suspicious challenge there by Thomas Paternetti.
He wants his cake.
He wants it all, I guess.
You can't have it.
I could go for some cake, but it'd have to be the right kind of cake. Not just any cake. Oh, we're getting off topic. So anyway, first down and 10 from the 42-yard line. Luyendula under center will throw. 7-step drop going deep down the right hand sideline. Miller incomplete.
Wow.
Thornberry in on the coverage. That ball bounced off Miller's hands again.
Hit a defender again. And then as soon as it hit the defender, the other defender tackled Miller, giving him no chance at getting the ball off the ricochet. So that's pretty smart.
2nd down and 10. For the Skyhawks, split backs in the backfield. Luyendula checking it down to Francis. Can't stay in bounds. Loss of 3 on the play will bring up a 3rd down and 13.
It is why they don't throw it to Francis. He looked kind of off, like he didn't know what to do. Kind of swiggled back and then forward again. Now a real tough 3rd and 13 for the Carolina offense there. And again, another need to convert situation.
And this is one of those times when you really wish that you had a little bit more than 2 key receivers on the offense when you have 5 of them out there. Luyendula to throw, throwing it well short of the sticks, complete, but it'll bring up a 4th down and 9. And the Baltimore defense holds once again.
Now things are getting a little scary for Carolina.
Yeah, you can't get down by too many scores here.
I keep saying his name, but not against the T-Pat offense. He goes for the throat. He'll stomp you over and over and over again if you let him.
Punt is away. It'll be taken back at the 20-yard line. Returning it up to the 25-yard line is Kaz McFly. We'll see Dazzo returning back out onto the field for another offensive possession by Baltimore. And, you know, Matt, Baltimore has only averaged 22 points a game on offense so far this season, already at 28. Well in the driver's seat in this one as far as scoring points goes. Gaines running over a defender like he wasn't even there, breaking tackles all the way up to midfield. First down and 10 after a huge run to get things going.
Sorry, fans, I did it again. I see a truck, and it's just, I mean, he should be dead to, oh my good Lord.
Phil Hall. Phil Hall's not a man that normally gets lit up like that, but he just got run over like a rag doll. That is painful. Dazzo strutting back to the line like, yeah, we got this. Dazzo will throw. Fires over the middle. Wide open receiver. And he's lit up. Sir Chappelle saying, we can hit too, son.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's a first down for Baltimore. I mean, hits are all fine and dandy, but unless you injure a man, not that we condone that action in the SFL, or break the ball up, then it's really all for naught.
Ixnay on the injury, eh? There will be no bounty gate, Matt.
I said nothing of the sort. I said we don't condone it.
That is implied. 4 receivers out. Gaines taking the check down, getting up to the 30-yard line, second down and 5.
Looked like a design screen to the halfback, and Gaines just like a giant Pac-Man just keeps gaining those yards. Look at that Dazzo. I mean, his pocket's been too clean. The passes have been too easy. Hasn't been under duress. He's just pitching a perfect game so far. It continues.
Gaines gets only back to the line of scrimmage. They'll spot him a yard somehow. Third down and 4. Looked like no gain to me, but they'll mark the ball at the 29-yard line. And, you know, Matt, the Skyhawks average about 26 points per game on offense. They've had some where they've scored quite a bit more. Back in week 7, they put up 45 points. Week 9, they put up 44. Last week, they did 34. So it's not that they can't do it. They just don't do it on average. Part of that's because of their defense. Out route to the left-hand side, complete. First down and 10 from the 24. You know, if you don't need to score more than 26, then why would you? I mean, some of their opponents are held to, they have what, let's see, 2 games where they held their opponents to 10, 2 where they held them to 13.
I counter that statement with, ask the Season 5 Maulers what they thought about that. They were scoring 50 to 10, 50. They were just putting up as many points as possible. They didn't give 2 craps about your feelings.
Dazzo back to throw, checking it down. 2 Gaines behind the line of scrimmage. Nobody around him until he gets hit at the 12-yard line. First down and 10.
Leroy there ran out of bounds, but no. Look how close this was. I've seen other people just look at this. Nope.
So looking back through the season, so far this season, Carolina has not won a game where their opponent has scored more than 23.
Well, you know, there's
not
first
counting
time
them out
for
yet.
everything.
I know, I'm not counting them out yet. I'm just saying, statistically speaking, on the season so far, if their opponent has scored more than 23, they've not been able to pull off the win. This game of huge importance to him. Gaines, he will not go down on hit number 1 or 2, as it seems.
Yeah, he's blasting those Carolina defenders, and they're going to get sick of getting hit.
Baltimore, on the flip side, every game where they've scored 28 or more, which has only been 3, but if they've scored 28 or more, they have won each of those 3 contests.
because their defense has stepped up.
2nd down and 9. Dazzo checking it down. Getting only back basically to the line of scrimmage. Mike Montgomery on the reception. 3rd down and 8.
One of the backups. He looked like a backup on that one.
Carolina defense looking for a stop here, hoping that they can hold them to a field goal. Already down by 2 scores inside 5 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. Dazzo looking to throw. Wide open out route on the left side, but runs out of bounds well short of the sticks. Pass was complete by Daley Holder.
He thought he was still in bounds somehow, but no. But that's okay. I mean, 31 points. If this is good, and the second in a second, one half of play. I mean, that's some teams' entire games.
Right, and then some. That's some teams' entire 2 weeks. Shark Tarkington on for the extra point try. Or excuse me, field goal try. 22-yard attempt is good. Brings your score up. Baltimore 31, Carolina 14. Carolina definitely needing to get back on the offensive scoring wagon here. They only have 1 offensive touchdown, the other one by Harish Prasad. Actually, both were by Harish Prasad, if I remember correctly. The one was a kick return for a touchdown and then a passing touchdown. No, actually it was Miller. Prasad returning it up to the 26-yard line. Carolina will take over on offense.
Here's Julian Dula's chance to be a hero here. If he can throw a big touchdown pass, that right back in this game.
4 receiver set here on 1st down and 10. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Julian Dula changing the play at the line. Quick pass over to the left-hand side's complete. 1st down yardage and more all the way up to the 46-yard line. A nice completion by Julian Dula.
Yeah, to that. Jeez. I thought that was Jalen Miller for a second, but nope. It's an imposter. He still did a great job.
Let's go.
They move the ball almost to midfield now.
First down carry by Francis. He's just running past midfield all the way up to the 40-yard line. Trying to do his best T. Roy Gaines impersonation.
AJ's, I mean,
AJ's got way more
good running
yards,
back
actually.
in his own right. Look at that
absolutely.
block, and then sit down 41.
We've just seen a little bit more out of Gaines so far today, but if Francis can keep on going like that, that will definitely help Carolina get back in this one. Vancouver Legion, Sioux Falls Sparrows both knotted up at 3. 6 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter of that ball game. Julian Dula back to throw deep down the right-hand side. Diving almost. Jalen Miller off of his hands.
How many times
was it again a defender knocking it away?
Yeah, it was a defender. Well, how many times is Carolina going to try that play? I think they're 1 for 4 or 5 now, and
but Jalen Miller, 6'5" receiver on the outside with over 1,100 yards and 1 touchdown shy of double digits. I'm trying it too. I mean, I know it hasn't worked yet, but they're down 3 scores. They got to get back in this one. You got to target like Miller. You got to attempt it. Pressure coming on Julian Dula running. He's just going to take off with it. Past the 30-20. Oh, and he spins. Look at that. A quarterback with a spin move all the way up to the 17-yard line inside the red zone.
I need one of those. It looked like a running back on that one. They didn't have the normal Matt Wilson gallop.
Replay.
That was more like a fast jog.
We got to talk to the guys in the truck. How do you not get a replay of a beautiful Julian Dula run with a spin? Darn you, truck. I formation, Julian Dula looking to throw, stepping up into the pocket. Pressure coming again, and down he goes, sacked at the 18-yard line. Albert Butler with his first sack of the day.
Luckily, Butler picked him up because it looked like he was going to take off again. That would have been hilarious if you let the quarterback rush for 2 straight first downs.
Butler's as wide as a house. My goodness.
Well, I mean,
that is a fat man.
I have no idea what to go.
Luyendula throws out route left-hand side, incomplete. Bouncing off the hands of Freddie Greer.
Well, Fast Freddy's not known for his sticky hands.
Albert Butler, Matt, he was 6'1", 313 pounds.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's a load.
For a 6'1" man. That's quite a lot of weight.
That's a lot of poundage on a 6'1" frame. Luyendula in the gun, 5 receivers set on 3rd down and 11, desperately looking to get back into the end zone, checking it down short of the sticks, getting up to the 12-yard line and make the field goal a little bit easier, but that is all. But even that will turn it from a 3-score game back into a 2, so one thing at a time as we tick down to the 2-minute warning here inside the red zone in Baltimore, Maryland. First half, tons of points. Unbelievable how many points we've seen.
I'm about to see 3 more.
Points for days.
Well, at least for a week.
Exactly.
Actually, not for a week. We got Wild Card Wednesday.
Wild Card Wednesday, days away. We'll get more into that here in a little bit. 29-yard field goal try for Ezekiel Klein. Kick is up, and it is good. 31-17 Vultures over the Skyhawks. I am Mike Daggs, joined along in the booth by Matt Willson. Matt, it's been a great regular season so far. Looking forward to the playoffs for sure. And you know, it's always sad to see a season come to a close, but the off season's a fun time too. You know, rookie showcase coming up this off season, and seeing how the teams rebuild their rosters, and you know, do teams make any sweeping changes? Do they just fine tune what they've already found some success in? Always a fun time here in the SFL. Always something going on.
Just do players retire at halftime?
Not in this league, they don't. That kick taken back to the 26-yard line.
Speaking of a house.
73 on Carolina. That's Ezekiel Hayes, 6'1", 350 pounds. So
holy Lord.
He looks at Butler and says, "You need to eat some more sandwiches, bud. You're a little small." That 313 pounds, 350.
At 6'1"?
What a, yeah. That's a whole lot of beef. Delay handoff to Gaines, running up the middle for a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. T. Roy Gaines averaging 5.7 per carry, 68 yards, including that 25-yarder that he had earlier on.
That 25-yard beating.
Yeah, running over everybody along the way. T-Pat says Aaron Arrington almost retired at halftime. For shame, Arrington. Don't do it. And Devontae Davis does that nonsense. Gaines taking the check down, getting only back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 6, minute 15 to go here in the first half. If you're Carolina, would you have called a timeout there, Matt?
Yeah, probably, but maybe they just don't want to get T-Pat to get feisty. And look at this. If he gets a first down here, you're glad you didn't call that timeout.
Yeah. Dazzo in the gun, 5 receivers set. Dazzo fires left-hand side, and that is incomplete. Excellent pass coverage on that play. Brings up a 4th down and 6, and Baltimore will have to punt it away. 48 seconds to go, and now Carolina has all 3 timeouts. So maybe that was the goal. Maybe they thought, you know what, let's just see if we actually get the ball back. If we do, we'll have 3 timeouts. We can work our way down the field.
You don't want to give Baltimore a free timeout if they get 15, 20 yards there, and they're in business. So.
Yeah, I know. It's a gamble, but it looks like it's one that may have paid off for Carolina. If they can score and make this back into a 1-score ball game right before the half, it would certainly go a long way. Punt taken back to the 39-yard line.
With 39 seconds to go.
There you go.
So I think if I'm Carolina here got good field position, 3 timeouts. Take some shots.
I agree. First down and 10 from the 39-yard line, 61 yards away from the end zone. Offset I formation. Luyendula will throw, firing down to Francis, and he gets tackled inbounds back at the line. Carolina forced to burn their first timeout.
Those weren't the plays I've been looking for.
Yeah, that might have been a good time to fire it back down the field to Miller again.
Yeah, something. Because unless he breaks a couple, that's not going anywhere. And too much time wasted if he did. So this
Baltimore
is more
defense playing way up on the line.
Yeah, here you go. Now you got to test him deep.
2 deep safeties. Everybody else on the line of scrimmage. Luyendula looking to throw, firing over the middle, and that one called in and complete. Harish Prasad up to the 33-yard line, and Carolina burns their second timeout.
I was saying they needed to go more to the middle of the field. They kept trying to throw to the outside to Miller, but don't forget about Prasad, and there you go, right over the middle, wide open.
Perfect post route, splits the safeties, and
now they're almost in field goal range.
Willis and Bolt combining in on the tackle. Bolt's been relatively quiet today. You know, you've seen a lot out of him this season. 80 tackles, 7 passes defensed, 10 picks, leading the lead with 10 picks. That might be in the back of the mind of Luyendula as well, as he's trying to keep it away from Bolt. Maybe that's why he's firing it on the other side of the field. Luyendula again firing down the other side of the field. That time Miller's got it. Timeout taken with 24 seconds to go. First down and goal from the 7, and plenty of time to take at least a couple of shots here into the end zone.
Yeah, good job. There was the pass again, but see, you get a little more zip under that one. It didn't float out as much, although maybe if he floated it, he could have got a touchdown. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
You can't argue with the results, honestly.
Yeah, can't argue with a first and goal. Thornberry in on the coverage, got beat that time. He has been having quite a lockdown day on Miller so far. They're not even going to try. That's disappointing. Not even going to try to take even one shot. I mean, I guess they don't want to get sacked or tackled, before the line, before the goal line, but potential missed opportunity here. 24-yard field goal try is good. Still a 2-score ball game, 31-20.
Now it's a touchdown, 2-point field goal game.
Yeah, it makes it. Yeah, right. It makes it so you don't need 2 touchdowns, but I still think he could have gotten a touchdown there.
Yeah,
At least take one shot. Be in the gun. Maybe even put in max protect. In worst case scenario, you throw it away. But they don't, so they'll kick it back to Kaz McFly, waiting to return this one back to the house again. Takes it at the 11. Spins his way up past the 30. Thought he might have actually listened to me there.
Now is the usually aggressive T-Pack going to say, well, let's just head in the locker room, 10-point lead, or 11-point lead, happy with that, but you never know.
Vancouver Sioux Falls game. Vancouver now has the lead 6-3 over the Sparrows.
I'm sure glad you're watching this game, sir.
Kane's taking a run up the right-hand side. Matt almost throwing out an oh no. And they're going to go hurry back to the line. Dazzo will throw now, checking it down. 2 gains, bouncing around. Can't quite haul in the pass. Gets the clock stopped.
It's probably for the best. He catches that. Probably just let the clock run now. Oh, okay, never mind.
And that will take us to halftime. Your score at the half, Skyhawks 20, Vultures 31. We've got a good one here in Baltimore. Stay with us. We'll be back after halftime. Welcome back to Vultures Field here in Baltimore, Maryland. Impressive first half. Lots of scoring, 31-20, Baltimore over the Skyhawks. I am Mike Daggs, joined along with Matt Willson.
A.K.A. Mr. Oh No.
Mr. Oh No, Matt Oh No Willson. Matt, it's been really fun broadcasting again with you this season. We had a great time season 10. It's been fun here in season 11. So fun getting it started at the convention, being able to do that down there and meet everybody that we hadn't met before from the SFL, which is basically mostly everybody. Hopefully we'll do another convention soon, and looking forward to meeting even more people. Hopefully more people can go the next time. And now that, I don't know, everybody saw that we all came out of the convention unscathed and unharmed. It was not a violent event. Just hungry because we missed lunch. But let's not, shed misconceptions here. That most people got lunch. It was just you and me. Running off tackle, Francis trucking over a defender, taking people with him all the way to midfield. He almost broke his way through. Francis, 8.6 per carry. There's the A.J. Francis we know and love. We need to see more of that in this second half.
Multiple people got taken for a ride. Let's see. Lowers the shoulder, destroys that man. Little stiff arm here, get down, sir, and then drags another guy for another 4 yards. Look out. And Carolina, now with that field goal, they're back in business here. Even if they get a field goal, it's an 8-point game, 1 possession, so they got to be careful here. Just score, and then hope your defense can hold.
William throwing it down to Francis, gaining 4. Gets it up to the Baltimore 44-yard line for a second down and 6.
That's what you like to see on first down, those at minimum 4-yard gains. Then it sets your offense up to kind of do whatever they feel like.
Second and 5.
William Dula back to pass. Fires over the middle into coverage. Dangerous pass is incomplete. Batted away by Amon Takes.
Yeah, and William Dula was under immense pressure there. Look at his pocket just collapsed from around him, and he had to get rid of them. Not the best decision. I don't know where he could have gone. Everybody was covered. Takes was kind of playing 2 men there in that zone. So well defended by Baltimore.
Brings up a 3rd down and 6 from the Baltimore 44-yard line. 10 minutes, 16 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. 3 receivers set, split backs in the backfield. Luyendula under center. Shock Luyendula to throw, firing over the middle, and that one is complete to Matt's boy, Freddie Greer, for another Carolina first down. And Matt, let's take a peek here at the playoff picture. As we see who has the automatic qualifiers. Alaska Storm 12-0. Yeah, I guess they can have that number 1 seed, right? Baltimore currently sitting at the number 3 seed. They hold the head-to-head tiebreaker over Queen City, who plays coming up next. Get a little bit more back into that momentarily. Luyendula making a change to the sideline, it looked like. Hands the ball off to Francis. Trying to run along the right-hand side. Can't quite get there. 2nd down and 11. Get that playoff picture graphic back up there. So this game here, Baltimore is already in the playoffs. They could clinch the East with a win, or if they lose and Queen City loses, then they would still clinch the East. But they're looking to just, do it themselves here on their own. 2nd down and 11. Luyendula handing the ball off to Francis, fighting his way up to the 28-yard line. 3rd down and 8. And Carolina has also clinched a playoff berth already. They have gotten in the playoffs. They don't need to win here today because New Orleans lost in earlier games. But Carolina cannot get into the top 6. They can potentially get as high as number 7 with a win and a Chicago loss and a Sioux Falls loss. But Carolina hold off there. That pass complete over the middle for another Carolina first down. They're marching their way back down the
Prasad
field.
again. He's been dynamite whenever they've thrown the ball. His third reception of the game. Look at that. Just beats that zone.
Yep, nice post.
Nice post.
If Carolina does lose, they could fall as far as number 10. So there's a lot of different things that could happen here, depending on the outcome of this game and other games going on in the league. William Dula firing into the end zone. Jalen Miller has it for his second touchdown of the day in the back corner of the end zone. Carolina's right back in this one.
This time they went on a little bit of a different pattern. Miller looked like he was one-on-one. William Dula threw it where only Miller could get it. Look at this ball. It's perfect. Perfect. Miller had enough room to get 2 feet down and just stop. And say, yep.
He just stops and's like, how about that?
Starting at ref 62. They're going to call me out. No,
what you got?
Is DeBrown Knight calling us one of the hottest teams in the NFL? I think so.
I don't think he was saying that about you, man.
No, the hottest commentary teams, you know.
Again, pretty sure he's talking about Carolina.
Shh.
Hey, listen, you can believe what you'd like to believe.
I believe I can fly.
Well, we can test that later if you'd like. I'm not sure it's going to go well. Ezekiel Klein has the ball teed up, ready to kick it back to Baltimore. Now it's really going to fall on the Carolina defense to put a stop to this Baltimore offense, who so far has not really looked like they're going to slow down. Daz McFly sidestepping a tackle, getting his way up to the 31-yard line. Mike Dazzo coming back out onto the field to get their second half drive started. First down and 10 from the Baltimore 31-yard line. Just over 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Troy Gaines in the chat now singing the next line of your I Believe I Can Fly song.
There you go. Think about it every night and day.
Dazzo out route, left-hand side. Hauled in by Ty Jordan, complete for a gain of 7, second down and 3. Carolina in the playoffs. Matt, and you might know, is this Carolina's first visit to the playoffs in franchise history? I believe it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think back. Carolina, unfortunately, they've been meaning well, but they haven't really been made it to the playoffs. I don't think in any of their. Yeah, I think this will be a first for that
Dazzo, short pass over the middle, held completed by Malone for a first down. Didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Just congratulations to them, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, impressive start to their season, and you know things started to get a little bit shaky, but to be able to start off as strong as they did and hang on, and now in the playoffs, even if they do fall down to number 10, but they're not dead yet. They're still fighting here as this ball is checked down to Gaines. Trucks over a defender, but wrapped up by another. Gain of 7, second down and 3.
They feel fine. They feel happy. For us not being dead. There you go. You got it.
Yes, no, I'm with you now. Yeah, little Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah, the hamster wheel was turning. I felt that I had to give it a little kick.
I was more thinking, more recent. There's a song by a band called Ledger called Not Dead Yet. It's a good song. Dazzo under pressure, and he goes down. Christopher Colon, I knew he wasn't going to be quiet all day long. 11.5 sacks now on the season.
That's a lot of beef. Cologne, swimming, ripping, whatever you want to call it. And then in the NFL, that's a personal foul. But in the SFL, you
that's
can
what we
sit
call
on the
a
quarterback
sack.
all you want. That's why I bulked up over the offseason. About 3 pounds. A lot of muscle.
Dazzo in the gun, empty backfield. Will throw, fires over the middle, complete. Well short of the sticks will bring up a 4th down and 4, and the Carolina defense holds, and Baltimore is going to have to punt this one away.
Look out. Tell your friends, tell your grandma, Tell your second cousins, uncles, brothers.
Grandma doesn't
roommate.
want to watch this game, Matt.
Sure she does.
No.
Grandmas love football.
They do?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know,
Granted.
Matt. Both of my grandmothers have passed.
So
I
have
can't
mine.
answer. Well, we're just grandmaless. That's very sad.
Or grandparentless.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we have no grandparents at all between the two of us anymore. Well, now I'm depressed. First down and 10 from... I'm fine.
Okay. One day you'll be a grandparent and be dead too, so it's okay.
Wow. Hopefully not like that quick succession there. You know, you'll be a grandparent, then you'll be dead. Oh, that's awful. Oh, I'm really sad. First down and 10 from the 21-yard line. Luyendula under pressure, and he goes down, wrapped up and sacked for a 7-yard loss.
Well, they had pressure from both sides, and Luyendula maybe could have stepped up in the pocket, but boy, Carolina's opportunity is might slip through their fingertips now. 2nd and 17. They need to get 7 would be nice. I mean, all of it would be nice, but if you don't get at least 7, I don't like your chances.
You want half here. Empty backfield. Luyendula will throw, firing down the field to Miller, and that pass is batted away with Thornberry in on the coverage again. Thornberry's been tested quite a bit this game, and so far has come up successful most of the time. But, man, if that ball had just been floated a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Could have been huge.
Yeah, he was gone.
Yeah.
One of the ones where you just let it fly.
Yep.
He just tried to missile it a little too hard.
So 5 receivers set here again on 3rd down and 17. Luyendula stepping up into the pocket, firing over the middle into coverage. Oh, I thought that was getting picked off for sure. Tony Willis had his hands on it last. 4th and 17. 3 and out. Carolina will have to punt and put it back on the shoulders of their defense.
Let's go.
And it's never good when you have your punter actually standing in the paint of the end zone.
No. Just hope you don't see a block. It's happened from time to time.
Punt is away. Landing back at about midfield. McFly sidestepping his way up to the 46-yard line. Great starting field position for the Vulture offense. And they're going to look to put a few more points on the board here. Now only a 4-point ball game.
Sorry. There's too much McFly. It's so hard for us as commentators. When I hear McFly, I think of 1,000 quotes going through my head at the same time.
I just think of Biff Tannen, actually Buford Tannen, and Dr. Future Free. McFly!
Mad Dog. See? Don't get us started, chat.
Listen, once the game is over, if you want, we can just start reciting the entire script from all 3 movies if everybody wants to stay on.
Like
and, you know, just hear the Mike and Matt rendition of Back to the Future. I mean, we can do it. We're probably going to drop viewers like crazy if we do, but let's just stick to broadcasting SFL games for now. Dazzo under center, firing deep down the right sideline. Oh, man, had a man deep. Carroll had totally torched his defender.
The oh-no count just hit another one. I tried to pull back, but I couldn't.
Let him go, man. Just do it. It's your thing. That's fine. Don't let us talk you out of it. But, yeah, Shea Carroll totally torching the corner on that play. Man, I think Dazzo just got a little bit too excited. Saw him open and fired it a little too deep. Dazzo looking for redemption, and he goes down, sacked again. Once again, Christopher Colon with his 2nd sack on the day, now 12.5 on the season.
Now you're starting to see the pass rush become a factor in this game, and don't want to take too many of those.
Yeah, you know, as we talked about earlier on in the game, four key defensive linemen here for Carolina, and they're still very young. They're not the most talented defensive linemen in the league, but they're definitely going to be getting there. Julius Williams, the 1st-round pick, picked 7th overall. Yeah, he hasn't had a huge season yet, registering only half a sack with 14 tackles. John Gregory picked in the 2nd round, 24th overall. He's got 3 sacks, 21 tackles to his name. Bo Rivers Monroe, Ooh, look at this punt.
Look out!
Punt stalls. Oh, gosh. Punt stalls at the 1. Bo Rivers Monroe, he was actually an undrafted rookie, and he has 3 sacks on the season. Christopher Colon, who we've seen a couple times now, by far the captain of that defensive line. 6'5", 300 pounds. His second season in the league, both with Carolina. Has 40 tackles on the season coming into today's game. I'm sure he's got even more now. And now 12.5 sacks. An impressive season for Cologne. Luyendula making a change to the play at the line. Hands the ball off to Francis, running up the middle, and there you go. Breaking past the 15-yard line, and now they are out of danger. First down and 10 from the 18-yard line, and it's almost as good as if that punt was a touchback.
Francis showing you what he's got. And luckily, they contained him at the last minute because he could have been running for days. But
yeah, Thornberry grabbed him right there. Otherwise, man, that could have been the longest run of the season. Actually, I think you and I, we saw earlier on the season, I think, a 99-yard touchdown run, didn't we? Like back in week 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was.
I don't mind seeing those, though. I could watch them all day.
Absolutely. 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Luyendula back to pass. Firing over to the left-hand side, complete for a gain of 7. Brings up a second down and 3.
It's the tinier Mike Daggs. Mr. Walsh wearing 83.
Meanwhile, in Sioux Falls, the Sparrows have now taken the lead 10-6 currently over the Vancouver Legion. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter in that game. They started late, but somehow caught back up to us. Luyendula under pressure, breaks through the tackle and gets sacked by the second man. Brings up a third down and 7.
Oh, come on. That's rude, man. You can't shoot a fadeaway jump shot right in the quarterback's face. You got to help him up.
Courtney Cole in on the sack.
Sportsmanship. Come on. Oh, wait. This is the SFL.
We do what we want to do. Third down and 7. Luyendula under center. Empty backfield. Dropping back, quick fire over the middle. Oh, he needed a block, but he did not get it. Brings up a 4th down and 2. Prasad with the catch.
Those fireworks we saw in the first half, they've kind of been more like, I don't know, a little pew-pew.
Yep, well, I think both defenses maybe adjusted at halftime and said, all right, we can't, our offense can't sustain this pace. So the defense has to step up and stop the other team. Kaz McFly breaking through the first tackle, gets his way all the way up to the 46-yard line. Good starting field position again for Baltimore, and another tall task for the Skyhawks defense.
McFly doing it again. Wonder if he's got that hoverboard.
That would be fantastic. Let's throw McFly on a hoverboard and watch him go. I don't know why they made the little sound that they did.
I don't know why you did either.
No, I don't know why the hoverboards made the sound. Never mind. Dazzo, little sidearm throw up to number 86 for a gain of 3.
That's a
second down and 7. Edward Morgan, 6'3" tight end, 274 pounds.
Oof. Someone like an old lineman.
That's a big, big boy.
I know my big uglies.
Trips formation to the left-hand side. Dazzo under center looking to pass. Checks it down short of the 6. Complete, but it'll bring up a 3rd down and 1. Shea Carroll with, I believe, his shortest reception of the day. Has a couple of deep ones for touchdowns.
So here's where T.R. Gaines makes his money right here. Key 3rd and 1. Just hand it off to the man. They know it's coming. We know it's coming. It's up to him.
4-3 look by the Carolina defense. Looking to stop Gaines. Gaines does not get the ball. Dazzo instead going deep to Carroll. He has it again. Deep down the right sideline. Up to the 13-yard line. 1st down.
That's why T-Pat's a Hall of Fame coach and owner, and I'm just a player.
Everybody knows it's going to Gaines. Poof. Nope. Huge play to Carroll.
Oh, boy. Again. Now maybe Gaines is going to get a carry here.
Offset I formation on first down. Gaines does indeed get the carry. Tries to truck through the defender. Can't do it. Gains 4, 2nd down and 6. Tristan Hatley in on the tackle.
Nice tackle by Hatley. Stops him in his tracks. But I have a feeling T-Roy's not done on this drive yet. Although I saw this formation before and it was a pass.
Two tight ends in on the left. Dazzo to throw. Checks it down to one of those tight ends.
Ooh,
Nope.
he didn't get it.
Scratch that. Garen Malone in on that reception. That'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. Your score after 3, Carolina 27, Baltimore 31. Just a one-score ball game, but Baltimore knocking on the door. We'll see how this exciting finish wraps up here as we get the fourth quarter started. Couple extra trumpets there for good luck.
Dun, dun, dun.
Offset I formation on 3rd down and inches from the 3-yard line. If this doesn't go to Gaines, I'll eat my hat. Gaines takes it up the right-hand side, dragging his way through to the 1, gets the first down. Fresh set of downs from the 1-yard line.
Yeah, that was 100% effort.
Yeah.
Get hit, keep moving the feet, and now Gaines should be fresh because the quarter changed. He's probably going to see another ball. Let's see if he can
Offset
punch it in.
Offset eye to the left. Dazzo under center. Hands the ball off to Gaines. Running along the left. The Carolina defense ready for that one. Tackles him for a loss. Willie Van Dyke in on the tackle.
Now that kind of changes your game plan now, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you're going to run Gaines again, you got to spread them out.
Right. Because they could have just pounded it straight up the middle with Gaines and probably easily gotten it. But try to go over to the left. Van Dyke reading that with Gaines taking it up the middle this time. Leveled. Tristan Hatley with another touchdown-saving tackle. Brings up a 3rd down and goal. Back at the 3 again. And this would be an absolutely massive stop for Carolina. If Baltimore gets in the end zone, it's a 2-score game. If they get a field goal, it's still a 1-score game. Doesn't really change things for the Skyhawks. Ball's handed off to Gaines, and he gets into the end zone for another Baltimore touchdown.
You were right saying, yep, I got there eventually, and here comes the fireworks, folks.
Just keep feeding Gaines. He'll eventually get in there.
That was all blocking. I mean, look at this hole. Untouched. So now this puts Carolina in a little bit of a pickle. They got a lot of time, though. 9:33 in the 4th.
Plenty of time, yeah.
They just need to drive down for another even field goal, and they're still a 1-score game.
Shark Tarkington on for the extra point try. Kick is up and through. Now a 11-point ball game. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music.
Want to do what I do? Contact me in the DM on Discord to find out how you can get involved with streaming live games, calling games, or breaking them down on the air with our broadcast team. Or help make our production even better by joining our new live stats team, helping our broadcasters shine brighter. We are #Loading Legends in the SFL.
Prasad takes it back at his own 5. Could really help his team out by getting another kick return for a touchdown, but it won't be right now.
It's pretty much on the arm of Luyendula here. And sprinkle in a little bit of Francis, but you got to up the tempo just a hair.
Luyendula back to throw, checks it down to Francis behind the line of scrimmage. Doesn't even need a blocker, trucks over a defender and gets up to midfield. Who needs blockers, Matt, when you can truck like that?
Yeah, well, I said a little sprinkle of Francis. That's a lot of sprinkle of Francis.
That's a whole bucket of sprinkles.
I mean, look at this. Boing.
Oh.
He took out 2 guys because he launched one guy into the other guy, and they both couldn't tackle him. That's good. That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Hendricks Thornberry getting leveled on that play. He's had quite a great game. We've seen him have excellent pass coverage, holding Miller to limited receptions, but got to learn what it feels like to get run over by this 220-pound Francis. Francis met at the line of scrimmage, tackled that time by Amon Takes after only a short gain.
Takes
2nd down and 8.
The extra S's for. I don't know what the extra S is.
Luyendula, 245 yards and 2 touchdowns, a rating of 103.7. He's had a clean game. Needs to keep it up. Francis takes the handoff, running along the left-hand side, getting first down yardage all the way up to the 37-yard line. Fresh set of downs, 8 minutes, 28 seconds to go.
Wonderful blocking again. That's the thing we do a lot in Mexico City. And look at, I mean, luckily he didn't get past that 2nd or 3rd level, or he would have been see you later. But now Baltimore or Carolina is almost in field goal range, and plenty of time to go.
Vancouver has reclaimed the lead in their game, now 13-10 over the Sparrows. Luyendula back to throw. Fires over the middle, complete for a gain of 6. That pass hauled in by Toby Jones, the tight end.
Now Carolina doesn't have a high-priced kicker like Shark Tarkington, so I'm sure they want to get as close as possible. I mean, they'd want to score a touchdown ultimately, but if they're going to take the 3, you want to get about 5 to 7 yards closer for an easier kick.
Luyendula firing down the left side. Ooh, nearly Commentators cursed him as he fires it to Jalen Miller into double coverage. You know, I'm surprised we haven't seen, you know, not knock on wood here, but I'm surprised we haven't seen any picks yet by Baltimore. As I mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, Giovanni Bolt leading the league with 10 picks. Nothing today.
Speaks to how good Luyendula's been.
Luyendula under center, letting some time tick off here. Quick pass over the middle, complete for a first down up to the 22.
It's a wonderful play. He was wide open, schemed it well, ran a beautiful route.
Yep, just get it to him. Bob Klein with the reception.
How many Kleins are there, isn't it?
There's about 47, give or take.
Is that all like James Klein's siblings? They work for
Francis running up the middle. Gain 7 up to the 15-yard line. Francis 1 yard shy of 100.
Yeah, we saw those great runs by T-Roy, but really it's been Francis's. I mean, he's got the more yards, the higher average. He just hasn't gotten to the end zone at times.
Second down and 3. Offset eye. Francis takes a handoff, running past the 10, up to the 5 when he's wrapped up and tackled. Giovanni Bolt in on the tackle. First down and goal from the 6.
The fullback blew it. If he blows up his man, it's a touchdown. Watch this. It's beautiful. Watch 44. All he has to do is block him out, and he doesn't do it.
Just hang on to him.
Francis should have probably ran more to the outside than he did, but he was kind of in the middle of stiff-arming someone.
He's following his block, you know? I mean,
yeah.
Can't totally argue with that one.
Now they're on the 6. Timer's ticking away a little bit now. Yeah, they're the top of the screen.
Oh, gosh.
Out would be nice.
Just quick streak fire. Now. Luyendula taking too long. Fires over the middle, complete, running the wrong way. Back to the line of scrimmage. Oh, that was hard to watch. Second down and goal from the 6. Meanwhile, in Sioux Falls, that game is now at 16-10. Legion over the Sparrows, as a field goal has just been made with 5 minutes, 21 seconds to go in that one. 3 wide. to the right. Luyendula under center. Will hand it off to Francis, running along the left-hand side. Gains only a yard. Will bring up 3rd down and goal from the 5.
This has been a not very impressive goal.
Yeah, once they got down the field, it's like, okay, go.
They had their matchup at the top.
They did.
Should have
He missed it. He missed that. Luyendula to pass on 3rd down. Firing into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Miller, 4th drop of the day. See, I told you some of those were off his hands, Matt. 4th drop for Miller.
Someone's got to get him the SFL Stick'em.
Less
official
Stick'em.
Stick'em of the SFL.
Absolutely. Ezekiel Klein on for a field goal try will bring it down to an 8-point game, which is still technically a 1-score game, although a little bit more difficult to get it tied up.
When you're on the 1st down, you just
that's awful.
Can't score. It's just sad.
Yeah. Jamison Klein with the hold. Kick is up. And it's good. 38-30. High-scoring game here in Baltimore. We'll break for one last ad, one last word from the SFL.
Join the world's fastest growing sim football community by jumping onto our Discord server. Use the Discord command in chat to keep up with schedules, news, notes, announcements, and polls. Jump off the sidelines and into the action here where we're loading legends at the SFL.
Kaz McFly making me think he's getting ready to go all the way again. Couldn't do it. Bat Hilliard with the tackle on that play. Gets it up to the 31-yard line. Carolina defense really needing to come up big here so that they can give their offense a chance to knot this one back up. Dazzo back to pass, firing over the middle, complete for a gain of 5. Hauled in by Garen Malone. So we see
those
a
days.
quarterback comparison. Very even day for both of these QBs.
You really can't fault either guy. They've played clean. 2 touchdowns, no picks. That gives your team a great chance to win, as both of them do have a great chance to still win this game.
Yeah, no mistakes in this game. One fumble by Gaines earlier on, but was recovered by Baltimore, so no harm, no foul. Gaines takes the handoff here, met at the line of scrimmage by the Carolina defense. No gain on the play, brings up a 3rd down and 6.
And if you're Carolina, this is right where you want to start Baltimore. Get the ball back, plenty of time, 3 timeouts. Lots of chances to do what you want, but here, this key play comes.
The Brown Knights says we need to stop bad. They sure do, and it could come right here. Less than 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Key moment for this defense. Gaines hit at the line, but still getting his way through. Gets up to the 40, but he is held a yard shy. Tackled by Shravan Prasad. Giving it back to his brother on offense to get things done.
There's Prasad coming up big there.
Pablo Gates on to punt for Baltimore. Standing back at his own 25-yard line. Harish Prasad, the brother of Shravan Prasad, waiting to return this one. Standing back at his 22, spins his way up to the 27. So here we go. Carolina needing to get a score on the board desperately. And not just any score, they need a touchdown. 3 minutes, 4 seconds to go. If they can get a touchdown and get the 2-point conversion, tie this one up, potentially sending it to overtime.
I don't know if my heart can handle that.
Be strong, Matthew. Be strong. You're not a Hall of Famer for nothing. 3 receivers set. Luyendula to throw. Firing deep down the middle. And that one's hauled in by Miller. Caught past midfield just like that. We're in Baltimore territory. Miller now with 89 receptions and 2 touchdowns on the day.
89 receptions? Holy
89
crap,
yards. They're targeting him every second. 89 yards, Matthew.
Did you see him run a stop-go route there? He kind of lulled the corner to a false sense of security and then mossed him.
Yep. The wild Thornberry couldn't quite cover him that time. Thornberry's a good corner, but Miller, one of those top-notch receivers that really can change the entire look of a team's offense. Francis takes a handoff off to the left, has blockers out in front of him, running past the 30, up to the 20, breaking a tackle, gets his way up to the 10, 5, tackled out of bounds at the 3. No, he's inbounds. 2 minutes, 22 seconds to go. Huge gain.
Oh, gosh.
I think we had two more
like
oh-no's.
Oh, no. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, look at this. Breaks the stack. 28.
Tony Willis just missing the tackle. Thornberry finally getting him.
The thorn in the side, will it be, of the Skyhawks, because they've kind of been here before, and they haven't been able to punch it into the end zone, and they're in the shotgun.
Couldn't capitalize last time. Prasad, defender playing way off at the top, fires it down to Miller. He's into the end zone. He's got it, Matt. Touchdown, Carolina. We're one 2-point conversion away from tying this one back up.
Kind of a little bit of a fade throw to the corner there, and
that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Your score at 2. Baltimore 36, Baltimore 38, Skyhawks 36. William Dula still on the field. Carolina needs this 2-point conversion, or they're going to need their defense to get them the ball back for a potential game-winning field goal. 2 receivers off to the right, split backs in the backfield. William Dula in the gun. William Dula looking to throw, stepping up under pressure, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 10-yard line. 2-point conversion try is no good. Get the scoreboard updated momentarily here. Carolina does have 36. Baltimore with 38. And what do you think about this onside field goal try? I'd kick it deep. You have 3 timeouts.
Yeah, well, this is the SFL. We like onside kicks.
Onside kick is away, easily recovered by Baltimore, tackled at their own 41-yard line. This game could end up coming down to a field goal if Carolina gets it back, but Baltimore has quite a field goal kicker of their own, and they're almost already in field goal range. Shark Tarkington, 14-17 on the season. Hasn't been used really a whole heck of a lot, comparatively speaking, but when he has been used, he's been pretty good. If they can get 3 more points on the board, that would put this one out of field goal reach for Carolina. Gaines taking the handoff. Loss of 3 on the play back at the 44-yard line. 2nd down and 13, and Carolina burns their first time out.
My yelling at the truck paid off. We now have an updated score for everyone. So 36-38. I don't know what I would throw it here because you have to get this. You don't have to get this first down.
You don't want to give it back to Carolina if you're Baltimore. Gaines taking the handoff along the right-hand side. Once again, met at the line. Gains only a yard. Another timeout by Carolina. 3rd down and 12 on this next play. Take one final look here at the playoff picture as we see where everybody is currently sitting right now. Carolina and Baltimore both in the playoffs as things currently sit. The only thing on the line here is seeding. If Baltimore holds on and wins this game, they win the Eastern Conference. 5 wide, Dazzo in the gun. Dazzo firing down the left side. He has it. 1st down, and that is going to be the ball game as Carolina calls their last timeout. And now all Baltimore has to do is bleed this clock away as Garen Malone hauls in the pass of the day for the Vultures.
Nice throw by Dazzo, right on the money. And yeah, that'll wrap it up. But man, kudos to both teams. Competitive game, Carolina loses again, but really it's nothing to hang their head on. They were this Baltimore team, the whole game, and there's some momentum to be had going into the playoffs for them.
Absolutely. Baltimore showing that they are indeed for real. This will be their 8th win in a row, and this time against a very formidable opponent like Carolina, who will fall to 7-5 to finish up the regular season. Baltimore, after starting out 1-3, will now finish at 9-3. A huge, huge turnaround for the Vultures in their inaugural season, if you will. You know, I know there was the Baltimore Crabs of the past, but Baltimore Vultures, their first season in the league. Coming up next, SFL action is not over quite yet. We have another game here tonight. Queen City heads to Chicago to finish up their regular seasons. That game starts at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, is on Twitch. A lot of our Sunday night games this season have been at 8:30 Eastern time. This one is at 8 p.m. sharp. So don't miss the first half hour. Get over to Twitch at 8 p.m. Cameron Irvine and Stephen Mullinex on the call. Tomorrow we have 3 more games, all of which are in prime time. Indianapolis heads to London. Damon Simeon and Troy Gaines on the call. Denver heads to San Francisco. Eric Vincent and Marcus Dunhill back in the booth. He'll be on the call. Those games are both at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Atlanta will head to Oklahoma City. Chris Curtis and Max Paul joining Chris in the booth. That game will kick off a half hour after those first 2 games, 8:30 Eastern, 7 Central time. All of those games will be on YouTube. Tonight's game on Twitch, tomorrow's games on YouTube. Wildcard Wednesday right around the corner. It's October 10th, just a few days away. Don't miss that. Those games will be on Twitch, and we're hoping on the Twitch front page. Your final score here in Baltimore, Carolina Skyhawks 36, Baltimore Vultures 38. That wraps up the regular season for these 2 teams and for Matt and I. We will be back to join you in the playoffs. Playoff schedule still being worked on and will be released very soon once we find out where all of these teams and when all of these teams are going to be playing. But Wildcard Wednesday, October 10th, again, just a few days away. You definitely don't want to miss that one. Great game here in Baltimore. Matt, can you wrap things up for us here? Give us your final thoughts on this one.
I mean, competitive game by 2 teams headed for the playoffs. I would expect these playoff games to be very exciting, and I wouldn't miss them. So tune in, folks.
Couldn't agree more. It's going to be a great playoffs, and I can't wait to see how the season shakes out. See where the championship game ends up falling. Who's gonna be in? And it's looking good from here. So that wraps up everything from us here in the regular season. Thank you all for joining us. We truly appreciate you being with us for all of our games through this regular season. We hope that you've enjoyed our broadcasts. If you ever have any suggestions, thoughts, comments, feel free to reach out. That's one of the beauties of the SFL is you're able to interact with everybody. So feel free to reach out to us anytime. Tell us what you think. Is there something like you'd like to hear more of? Something you'd like to hear less of? Let us know. Looking forward to being back in Season 12 to bring you more SFL action. And, like I said, back in the playoffs. We're not done yet, Matt. We've got another game here yet to go.
I'm sure everyone's just all excited to hear me say, oh no, again.
Somebody will have to keep a little notepad out so that they can keep a tally going. Kidding, Matt. So for everybody here from the SFL and specifically from Matt Wilson and I, this has been a presentation of the SFL presented by APM Music. Everybody have a great night and don't miss tonight's game, 8 p.m. Eastern on Twitch.